Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is another request for RB, who's a guy who's been very generous, very kind with his request, so thank you so much for that and your patience. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. For those interested in requesting any other type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And this is for an episode of a cartoon called Brickleberry. Now, I had never even heard of this cartoon before, so that was interesting. It's definitely an adult-oriented cartoon. I've only seen one episode, but I found it kind of funnier than even Family Guy, because I'm not a big Family Guy fan. But this actually thought was kind of funny. And the setup is dealing with park rangers. So you have like this guy, Woody Johnson, who is the boss, and he says he's a war hero, and he's very un-PC with his dialogue, and my dad's a fireman. Well, your dad's a pussy. Stuff like that. And I could be wrong, but I believe the voice for him is the same voice of SpongeBob SquarePants. Was it Tom Kenny? I believe. The other characters, there's sort of the guy that I guess you would say is the regular guy, although he's a bit wimpy. There's a guy named Denzel who likes to get high a lot. There's a lady. Then there's a lesbian, but it's a very big, kind of butch lesbian with pretty much a man's voice. I don't know how's it going, but it's both lesbian. And then there's I guess, bear cub. What was his name? Malloy. It's actually voiced by Daniel Tosh from Tosh 2.0, which I'm like, I remember like vaguely Tosh 2.0. Oh shit, because I never hear of that guy anymore. So this went on for 3 seasons for about 36 episodes. I don't know if this has a big fan base or not, but it was pretty funny. I mean, at least this episode I thought was funny. And actually, now that I said that, I kind of want to see if I can find any more info on this. So apologies. But yeah, this was on Comedy Central from 2012 to 2015. Waco O'Gwen and Roger Black created it. I'm trying to see what else they did. Paradise PD in 2018, which was an adult animated sitcom for 4 seasons on Netflix, which I've never even heard of. And Farzar, an animated sci-fi fantasy sitcom for Netflix, which was for 1 season for 10 episodes. Which, oh, Lance Reddick actually voiced the main character. Okay. Or, yeah, one of the main characters at least. Damn, there's a lot of shit out there that I've either haven't seen, never heard of, and that's one of the many fun things about doing stuff like this. So thanks to RB for that. But so the setup for this episode, which is season 3, episode 6, Old Wounds. Which, I mean, who knows? Maybe this was the best episode that he requested and the rest of the episodes are crap, but I thought this was a funny episode. So it's definitely a good one to start with, I guess. The boss of the park rangers, he's in front of these kids, I guess, trying to talk about park ranging and stuff. And again, he says he's a war hero. Again, a kid asks, hey, my dad's a fireman. Your dad's a pussy. And then we see through flashbacks that how he became a war hero is that he was talking to a private, but he pulled the guy down when there's a grenade, and the grenade blew up, so the guy lost some stuff. So he carried him to the chopper, just no one knew that he pulled the guy onto the fucking grenade in the first place. While that's happening, when he's back at work, the other workers aren't doing the best in terms of, they want like a little bit I forget if it was like the holidays, like some kind of parties, like or bonus. No, instead he uses all the money for his own private party. I guess the backstory is Woody. The reason this bear cub is with him, like he saved him or something. I don't know what the whole story. Probably some other stuff that went on too. But they, with a bunch of others, have a big party, and the workers are there, and they go, "Oh, is that snow? Oh, snow's for poor people. That's cocaine. 8 ball fine," and they're throwing these cocaine balls at each other. But unbeknownst to them, the new Secretary of the Interior, she comes in. And Woody Johnson, he doesn't realize who she is yet, so he goes, "So you want to get started before the coke dit sets in, or otherwise it'll be awkward." And of course she gets pissed about what's going on and what the hell you doing. I should fire you right now. But then she has a meeting with him and all the other workers, and they do a bit from Glengarry Glen Ross. Thought it was a fun reference, where the normal, not really, but normaler guy is said, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Fuck you, that's my name." And then he goes, "Is that Korean?" "Goodbye, fuck you." Maybe on the nose joke, but I did laugh. I thought it was funny. Plus, I enjoyed the reference because I believe it was Alec Baldwin that said that in Glengarry Glen Ross. So I thought the reference was funny. He has a chance to redeem himself, so he tries to get stuff worked out, but he has some Oompa Loompas, but they died because he forgot to feed them. Yes, the Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka. Meanwhile, the black guy, Denzel, he has to stop doing drugs because there's going to be a test since there's this new Secretary of the Interior. But because he stops doing weed, he actually can do better. He can actually work, but he becomes a little bit of a dick as well, including to the more normaler guy, which even it's weird to say that, considering some of the things he does. Which I forget the guy's name. I should have looked it up. What was the guy's name again? So, I forgot his damn name. Steve. Overconfident bumbling park ranger Steve. Voiced by David Herman. And yeah, Tom Kenny voiced Woody Johnson. Denzel Jackson voiced... Jerry Minor voiced Denzel Jackson. Which I guess he was on Saturday Night Live for a season. And then Daniel Tosh, a.k.a. Tosh 2.0, was Malloy. Steve actually ran over and shot the Cubs' parents. So Woody... But told him a tourist did it. So then Woody decided to take care of him. So there's your backstory for that bear cub thing. What seems like their take on the dog and Family Guy. At least that's what it seemed like to me. So, I mean, whether that was done on purpose or just whatever, I'm just saying that's what it kind of reminds me of the dog and Family Guy. But so Denzel starts acting like a dick to Steve. He doesn't want to have fun anymore. He actually gets promoted and he takes his job seriously, while Woody gets demoted to just one of the other helpers. So him and the bear cub, Malloy, they live at this trailer park with these other people. One of them has no arms and no legs. He likes to fuck his lady a lot, which is pretty, I mean, commendable to try to do that with no arms and no legs. So I guess, other things got to be used a lot more for that. And then the two of them are trying to find ways to get back at the secretary lady. Meanwhile, the two ladies, the girl and the lesbian, they accidentally eat these pop brownies and they get high, so they're trying to hide it. And for example, they think they're driving fast, but they're really driving very slow, and then they forget that they took the drug test yesterday, so they didn't have to worry about the stuff today. There's this funny dad where one of them, before they know, they're trying to get clean pee, so one of them dresses up as a urinal. So the whole urinal costume, I thought was a funny sight, dad. I just haven't seen that before. Meanwhile, Denzel gets a vision from his imaginary buddy back to the day, Reefer Sutherland, which I will admit I laughed at the pun, as easy as maybe it was. I felt like an idiot for not thinking of it in the first place. And in the future, he becomes president, but becomes blind as a glaucoma, and he gets shot and killed. So he decides to help off. The reason I say Steve, normal-ish, because apparently he'll randomly suck bozos, bums' dicks for not really much of a reason. I mean, very little reason to it. Like, will you be my friend if I suck you? I'm like, I don't know, you also try, like, I don't know, a forum on a computer or something. I think there's better ways to try to find friends than needing to suck some bum's dick. But I mean, you know, I guess I'm not Steve or Scooby Steve. I don't know. Maybe this is what happened to Scooby Steve. I mean, I don't want to suck anyone's dick, let alone a bum's dick. But hey, I'm not Steve. So they come to find out, and again, I didn't see this coming, so I actually thought it was kind of clever. Maybe some people would see it coming. Because they introduced this part at the beginning, but I figured it was just a throwaway gag. Because again, I'm used to, with cartoons of this sort, The Simpsons I grew up with. I have not watched them in a long time, but I have like the early, I'm looking over there, I probably have the first 10, 12 seasons. Whenever they stopped the DVDs the first time, that's how many of the seasons DVD packs I have. Because they started off a second time, but they only did like 2 or 3 more, and then they quit again. So I think, take that for you will. I mean, there's like fucking 900 episodes, whatever the fuck. But I like a lot of the early Simpsons. Family Guy could never get into. Futurama, King of the Hill I've not watched a whole lot, but the few I will put above Futurama and Family Guy. I love Beavis and Butthead. In fact, actually over there I have a custom-made Blu-ray set that has all the uncut episodes and the music videos, which was very cool. But yeah, Beavis and Butthead I really enjoyed. I saw some of the new episodes. I liked that as well. I even liked the new movie and the old movie I love. Beavis and Butthead Do America. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Thought that was fun. I know there's other ones. I can't think of it. I forget what was the one where it was like these different cartoons were celebrities and they get together in one house. And it's like very purposely raunchy, drawn together. I vaguely remember that show, and I mean vaguely. But I remember that definitely being on PC. A lot of gay jokes, a lot of other type of jokes on Drawn Together. Again, I vaguely remember that show. But anyway, sometimes they would have this throwaway dad, you don't think of it. But no, there's a purpose for that. The guy in the flashback he had pulled and the grenade blew up, he is the she. He is the Secretary of the Interior because his dick was blown off. And you see up close is a very disgusting image. I'm not even going to try to describe it so I can make sure your ears will sleep peacefully tonight. But it's very, very nasty. I'll say that. When you see what's not there and then what is there, it's just very, very bad. So that's why she was pissed at Woody as going to a dawn for a dawn, but then no, I can't just. I forget what unit they were in. The same tutelage of like simplified do or die. It's not that, but similar. We're part of the same unit, but I haven't had sex in forever. And he's like, no, no. Oh, okay, ain't bad. And then everything's back to normal. Until I forget who. It might have been the trailer park guy because Woody and the Bear Cub have left now because they're back to where they used to. But there's another grenade, and instead he pulls Steve onto the grenade now, and it blows up. Of course, everything will be fine in the next episode, like a lot of cartoons do. And that is what it is. But I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff to this. I mean, yeah, I'm not big on juvenile jokes of certain extents. Like they do a bit where Woody's trying to trap in her mailbox, her mailbox. It's like, it's hard to take the horizontal shit. But the pacing of it is so quick. The jokes were running wild. It did a decent job trying to put all these characters into one story, and the scenarios, each one of them, there was something funny I chuckled at, which is the whole purpose of it. So, if you like crazy, wild, cartoons that, is not Family Guy, or hell, if you're disappointed in something like Family Guy, you want to see something a bit different, this may float your boat a bit better. So, yeah, this was fun. This was a good time. Yeah, this was a fun episode. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.